Lucid dreaming is one of the most powerful spiritual practices you can engage in, and it can be defined by waking up within one's dream without physically waking up. I've been practicing lucid dreaming now for almost a decade, and I've had some of my most transcendental spiritual experiences through lucid dreaming. Now, how did I cultivate this sense of awareness to become aware in my dreams? How do I practice lucid dreaming, and how do I engage when I am in a lucid dream? So I began my lucid dreaming practice by meditating before bed. And now I was in high school. I didn't know what I was doing. All I knew is that I would find a sense of clarity, of peace when I laid in bed completely still before falling asleep. So I would lay and I would breathe and I would get tingles in my fingers and my head would get itchy, and I would fight it because I read on the internet that if I laid in bed for 15 minutes without moving, I would be able to lucid dream. And what I was doing was I was inducing deep meditative states for myself unconsciously. I was unaware of this practice that I was practicing. And over years, I deepened this practice to a dream journal eventually in college. After I had begun consciously meditating, and I wanted to deepen my spiritual lucid dreaming practice. So I had a dream journal, and I would wake up every morning and I would write my dreams down. And this is where it all shifted. When I started just going from the unconscious, let me lay in bed and meditate and give myself sleep paralysis, to let me remember my dreams, that's when the lucid dreaming really began. Because in the beginning, it wasn't a deep practice per se. It was something that I was doing and practicing unconsciously. I had very vivid dreams because of the stillness I would find before sleep, but it wasn't truly lucid dreaming. And when I began writing down my dreams, I was able to see patterns. I was able to notice recurring dreams. I was able to notice recurring themes. I was able to notice that there was a theme that I was always running, and I would get stuck running in the same spot. And it was almost as if I was moving in slow motion. There was a recurring theme that I would get into physical altercations, and my punches would never do any damage. There would be also, when I was running, I would float up off the ground as if gravity wasn't real. So as I began to write these dreams down, I began to notice the patterns that make the dream world different from reality. And you notice that gravity may not always work. You may open your bedroom door and then be standing on a sailboat, right? So as we begin to go in and make sense of our dreams, we realize our dreams don't really make much sense. So the dream journal made me start questioning what was real. And as I began to question what was real, I visited a website, I believe, called luciddreaming.com, and got into reality checks. Now I was asking myself, is this real? And I would add the action of pressing my fingers through my palm every time I walked through a door and every time I flipped a light switch. And I did this for a little over a year, in conjunction, in partnership with the Dream Journal. And this was a potent combination where I was, every time I turned a light switch, anytime I opened a door, I would ask myself, am I dreaming? Am I dreaming right now? And I wouldn't just say it, and I wouldn't just do this unconsciously. I would really ask, and I would really question. And what I noticed is, when I was in a dream, since you're in a dream state, like I stated, gravity isn't real. Matter is not real. Your fingers, when you question, go right through your palm, and you will wake up within your dream. Everything crystallizes, and you realize that you are inside of your own imagination, inside this mental picture, inside of the dream world. And there's a couple great books on navigating this dream world and cultivating your innate powers. A great book on this is The Art of Dreaming by Carlos Castaneda. It is top-notch. I would definitely recommend checking it out. And that helped me a lot. Even though it's a fiction, quote-unquote fiction novel, it helped me navigate my lucid dreams quite deeply. And I've had some experiences that have turned into these deeply mystical experiences. These lucid dreams that people don't think much of their dreams. And your dreams are the playing out of your unconscious. In your dreams, the reason we dream, I mean, I'm no scientist, I can't say this is the reason we dream, but I hypothesize that the reason we dream is because we have all of these emotions, all of this energy inside of us that must get processed. And we have all these thoughts that we don't allow to pass. So our dreams are a way for our unconscious, our subconscious mind to process these unprocessed emotions, traumas, thoughts that we fought and neglected from reaching the surface of our mind. So in our dreams, our traumas play out. Our unconscious emotions and feelings play out. We can deeply interact with the unconscious mind, which is most of your mind. The conscious mind is just the surface, only the surface of what you experience. So as you begin to question your reality, as you begin to keep this dream journal, what happens when you actually wake up in a lucid dream? And I will say it's an interesting and quite a scary experience at first, because you wake up and as reality crystallizes, it crystallizes from your being outward and you realize where you are. You realize that this is not real. There's a couple things that, there's powers that you can cultivate. There's things that you can do. You can fly, you can use the force, you can teleport, you can do all of these things, but you've got to remember, you must remember that you are very close to being in a wakeful state, in a physically wakeful state. And that's the biggest problem that people hit when they lucid dream, is they realize they're in a dream and they get so excited that they wake up. And that was a problem that I had to navigate. That was something I navigated as I was beginning my lucid dreaming journey, where I would wake up in my dream and I would get so excited. Oh my God, I was right, this was a dream. And then next thing I know, I'm awake in my bed. So we must understand that this consciousness, this coming to awareness within our dreams is not something that we need to be excited about, that we need to tell everybody about. It's a practice. It's a practice that we can hold near and dear to us, and it's not something to show off. It's not something to tell your friends, all of your friends, oh, I can fly in my dreams, or I can use the force. No, like, take it for you and take these experiences as they come, because as we begin to cultivate these experiences in the dream world, we can cultivate these innate gifts that we have within this world. So since I began lucid dreaming and cultivating my ability to fly, that's my favorite thing to do in dreams, is I love to fly. As soon as I become aware, it is like, wow, and my feet just float off the ground, because it's something that I'm so drawn to. And I remember flying in my dreams when I was a child. I remember flying and having that limitless feeling of being above the world and seeing everything from an alternate point of view. And that's what I love. That's what I love most about being in a lucid dream, is I don't do the whole manifesting dream sex and things like that, but flying for me is quite enjoyable. And by cultivating these powers, we are able to cultivate our gifts in this world. And since I began and really, really stepping into my lucid dreaming power, I've become more creative. I've become much more connected with myself and self-aware. I've become much more in touch with who I am, what I want, and my own feelings. I've become much more emotionally intelligent. And I think a big part of that has to play with the fact that you are interacting with your unconsciousness. You're interacting with the unconscious mind in your dreams. So take with this video what you will. I will note that the lucid dreaming practice, when you start questioning your reality, it starts bleeding in to daily life. You start questioning if things are real. It could get a little bit schizo. So be careful, because you don't want to be always questioning whether this is real or not. Even though maybe some philosophers do. Maybe you're a little philosopher and you want to philosophize and question. But for me, I had to take a step back, and I haven't been in my lucid dreaming practice every single night like I was. But overall, it's super transformative. I still lucid dream at least once a week, and these experiences having these mystical experiences as jump points, catalysts for being able to, or having the motivation to deepen our own spiritual practices other than just through lucid dreaming, are great. Because when you have these mystical experiences, whether it be on psilocybin, whether it be lucid dreaming, deeply meditating, breath work, etc., these deep mystical experiences show us what it means to be connected, to be one. And when we can cultivate these often, we end up leading lives that we intend to connect in. We lead lives where we want to live connected, where we do live connected, because that we see connection and unity to be our natural state. So I'll leave you with that. Go connect. Go question your reality. Keep a little dream journal. Try flying a little bit, but don't get too excited about it. And share this with your friends and click next. We got tons of videos on spiritual awakening, consciousness, self-realization, all of that good stuff. So much love to you. Thank you for being here. This is what lights me up. So thank you. Much love. We'll talk soon.